And so we have convenience and efficiency that's sort of pushing these systems along. I want anything at any time at the best possible price. But on the other hand, we sort of have what folks in a lot of tropical places is like the joy of mango season. Like when mangoes come around and are ripe, it is just like it's a revelation. And people talk about it like it's mango season, you guys, because we don't get them all the time, right? And so there's a sacredness, there's a preciousness, there's a luxury or a premium, and so in that we kind of can see a pathway. We could say, wow, we have an opportunity to articulate to people what food is really worth. And we also are sort of staring down this realization that resources are not infinite. The way in which we choose to extract or take advantage of those resources has consequences on the larger pool. But the promise is that it sort of can be infinite because it is regenerative. So if we have the right relationship with our environment, if we are reinvesting some of that profit meaningfully back into the ground, we continue to get more abundance out of that system. And then I take that and I can go to an investor and I can say, look, this is more profitable. And so we in the impact space should not be afraid of the word profit. That just happens to be, it's a dirty word in non-profit circles. Lynn Twist, a friend of mine who's from the, was a prolific fundraiser, Hunger Project, and she insists that you do not call it nonprofit. She's like, it's for social profit. There's a different type of return there, and that's the mindset shift. Yeah, we're not distributing profit to the shareholders. Where does the profit get reinvested? Where does the abundance of a thoughtful system that we've designed, where does it go back into the soil and what comes out? And what do we compost on the way out, by the way, too? The death cycle is really important in that also. What are we composting and what is the richness that comes out of that composting? So when we talk about systems change into this, I am not a proponent of burning it all down. That's not the kind of activism that I ascribe to. When we go into these, maybe they're giant agrochemical corporations or something, they are often villainized in all of this. And I don't want to let them off the hook. There's some bad stuff going on. But what is in there that we can compost and then turn into something better? Because one, there's a lot of, well-meaning people in there that have to live on the same planet with the rest of us. Like they don't want to see their environment poisoned or they don't want to feed their kids bad food either. So what is the invitation? What is the agency we can invoke within those folks who make up these corporations? What existing infrastructure is there? The know-how, the technology, the financial resources, if we can show them another way, what can be composted and then turned into that black gold that feeds our plants for the next season.